I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-Minute Convos, where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good day, Rob Lawrence. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful day?
It is indeed a beautiful day, Angel. It's a wonderful, bright blue, sunny day here. A fresh one, 0 degrees here in the eastern of England.
I'm about to say wow, but then I said ouch with the 0 degrees part.
It's a fresh one.
That's great. Thanks for connecting, my friend. Tell me who, or in fact, which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
Oh, that's a great question. I would have to say it's probably my creativity. I would say that's connecting here right now. It's my creativity and perhaps my curiosity that led me into podcasting. And of course, it's podcasting, which is another talent, I suppose, that's brought us together here, which I'm deeply grateful for.
Yeah, most definitely. The podcast community is an amazing community. I'm definitely having fun with this quest. Who did you learn the skills of podcasting from?
That's a great question. Alex Blumberg comes to mind. He's probably been one of my earliest inspirations with podcasts, although I was listening to podcasts for many years before I realized that they were actually podcasts. And the more recent inspiration, I have probably two: Mark Asquith of Excellence Expected, and also John Lee Dumas of Entrepreneur on Fire.
Yeah, two amazing guys, right? They got together and wow, didn't they create something? Mike is amazing, isn't he? Wow, he's amazing. Well, in your episode 199, you refer to things that he has taught you along the path, right?
Yeah, Mark's taught me a lot, actually, and I love the way that his world spins, because a lot of what he does, I suppose I try to emulate in many respects. And he's just always coming up with new ideas in which to solve both old and new problems, and he's a constant source of inspiration. Absolutely.
That's great. Now tell us about your podcast and what you do there, please.
Thanks for the invitation. Well, Inspirational Creatives is specifically designed to help people live more creatively. So it helps them to be inspired through other people's stories and strategies to find more ways of living more creatively in both their life and their business. And each Friday I have a interview chat with somebody, and then the following Wednesday I have a short action episode where I zone in on one of the powerful yet simple, hopefully actionable pieces of wisdom or an idea that they kindly share with me. And for those who are perhaps a little bit more limited on time, I think the short action episodes are useful for them. But if they like what they hear, then they can always rewind an episode and listen to the longer conversation and some deeper wisdom from those that I get to speak with.
Yeah, that is wonderful. At the airing of this podcast, most definitely you will be more than 200 conversations, 200 episodes live. Rob, congratulations on that, my friend.
Thank you very much indeed. It's been a wonderful experience so far.
You're very welcome. Very proud of what you've done there. Tell us why you will continue, Rob.
It gives me great joy. I just love the people I get to connect with through podcasting. It inspires me on a daily basis, and I get to record great conversations, which I often have trouble remembering, which is not only useful for me, but useful to my audience and to my clients I coach as well. And it's great to be able to point them in the direction of higher wisdom. So no reason to stop.
Love it. Well, tell us one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
That's another great question. So yes, podcasting's been one of the things that I've done consistently over the last 3 years. But it's reminding myself to stay in movement. It's easy to sit behind the desk or stand at the mic and do a podcast, but mustn't forget that there's wonderful fresh air outside. So on a daily basis, no matter what I do, I remind myself to get out there, run about, or go for a long stroll, and always spend some time in nature. So that's something I've consistently done over the last few years, that's for sure.
And when you're out there getting in that air, how does it make you feel?
Feels wonderful. I think it's really easy to get soaked up in all the excitement and the speed of everything that's going on online. It's wonderful that we can connect in this way across the globe. But sometimes it's really nice to take some time out and to breathe in some deep fresh air and reconnect and reground ourselves. And that's how it makes me feel. I love changing my pace in that way. I love moving. I feel that the more I move, the more confidence I have in what I do, and the more mind is centered, if I could put it that way.
Why would you suggest to someone that's listening, someone that may be pinned to the desk while listening to the podcast, right? Why would you suggest to them that they do what you've done by detaching momentarily to connect with what nature has?
That's a great question. I believe it changes your perspective. If you can get out, see a bit of nature, breathe in some fresh air, get into movement, whichever way you choose to do that, be it walking, running, yoga, whatever it takes your fancy, it helps you to change your perspective. And particularly if you're struggling with a specific problem that you're trying to grapple with, or you can't get your arms around, often just getting outside and getting moving around and in some fresh air will help you to solve your current problem in new ways. That's what I found.
Amazing audience. You're hearing it live with Rob Lawrence. Again, he is the podcast host of Inspirational Creatives. You could connect with that at inspirationalcreatives.com. Is there any other place you'd want them to go to, Rob?
Not at all. You can find out more about me at inspirationalcreatives.com and my own website, roblawrence.co. But feel free to drop me an email at rob@inspirationalcreatives.com if you wish to connect.
Wonderful. Well, Rob, let's switch gears now for a moment and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Rob, what is your earliest childhood memory?
I have many. I think the one that most specifically comes to mind, two in fact. One is being able to see a rainbow from my bedroom window, and the other is wearing a pair of headphones listening to my father's records. So they're the ones that specifically come to mind.
That's amazing. That's amazing. How old do you think you were?
Probably about 2.5.
In the both of them?
Yes.
All right. Why do you think this memory is so clear, and do the dots connect to who you are right now?
I'm not so sure about the rainbow, although I am still fascinated by rainbows. Certainly the headphones, because I'm wearing a pair right now, and I love to listen. So that's that I can see a dot connecting there, definitely. But why I remember that, no idea. I think we moved house around about that time, so I do wonder if that had some effect of imprinting those memories on my mind.
That's intriguing. Well, can I offer an interpretation to the thought picture you created in my mind?
I would love to hear that.
I love the headsets. I mean, we got that for sure, right? Like, even in your LinkedIn picture, you're in the headsets, right? The rainbow, I will connect to the headsets and the bow it makes over your head, from one ear to the next, the beauty of listening, the treasure chest that lays on the two sides of the value of listening and how you learn through listening.
That is magical. Absolutely. I love that.
Yeah, it's amazing. Wow. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
I was listening to all sorts of music at the age of 12. I remember Run DMC and Aerosmith, Walk This Way, I think was probably around about then. And also Michael Jackson's Bad seems to stick out from my mind around about that age.
Well, love to connect the dots. Most definitely, you are an individual that does place focus on walking this way, right?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, Rob, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there is a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Rob?
I'm ready.
Rob, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes, indeed.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
A higher power, yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No, haven't watched TV for 9 years.
Wow. What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
Less than 8. Off before 2 hours before bed and none before noon.
Wow. Love that. It's the first time I've heard that. Rob, after 1,001 conversations in 3 months in 2016, I came up with a workbook. The name of it is called Yours. It stands for Your Own Unique Real Self. And the idea is similar to this. You answer questions that connect to your own unique real statement, aka your mission statement. If you, Rob, had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Rob Lawrence, what would you say that is?
It would be, if you want to find your purpose and happiness in life, listen to your curiosity.
I love it. And just the way your ears are connected by the rainbow that exists in your mind, you should listen. Rob Lawrence, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
Angel, I just want to say this has been an absolute pleasure and a highlight of my day. Thank you for the opportunity.
You're welcome. Rob Lawrence, thank you for being on What is Inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.